Hey everyone, it's Audrey from Audrey Lynn Studios on the west side of Canada near Vancouver. Today I have a make-along for you. It's for a little thing. I had one of my subscribers ask if I would do a oh for goodness sake, tutorial on making the fishy dish. He's so cute. Yeah, so it's a really simple project, and they're just so cute, like on a charcuterie board. But you know, yeah, you could put a hole in it and make a mobile or a wall art for by your pool. I will have a pattern for this on my website, which I'll leave the link for in the description. And you can increase it and make a bigger dish and have these as the little ones. So yeah, it should be fun. And at the end, I actually glaze it with you. So it's kind of a make-along and a glaze-along all at the same time. All right, let's go. Okay, what I've done here is rolled out a slab of Plainsman 370 White Stoneware. I like the White Stoneware for this particular project because then I know exactly how the colors are going to show up, right? So what's in the thumbnail are the colors that we're going to be working with. So I've already taken the texture out of this one side, and now I will smooth out this side. And I'm just using, I think I can find them on Amazon. They're a Cheryl, I think it's a Cheryl tool. So I mean, I like this one. Everybody has the one they like, right? So looking pretty smooth. Oops. On other videos that I've done with hand building projects, you can see how I've rolled out my slab. What I should probably do though is make, or even take the part where I'm rolling out the slab and make its own separate video so that I can refer to it every time, because I've done it once or twice already. All right, so and this is a 1/4 inch thick. It could actually even be a little bit thinner. These are small fishy plates, so they don't need to be thick and chunky. All right, so what I have is my little pattern, and I've drawn it on this plastic foam core stuff so that I always have it. And what I will do is post this on my website so that you can go and get it as a free template. I know it's just a little weeny thing, but still. And that will be www.audreylynberm.com, but it will be in the notes. So all I do is set it down, not too close to the edge, because of course it goes thinner on the edges. So I want it to be, the dish to be all the same thickness. All right, and just with my needle tool up and down, go all the way around my pattern. There we go. And you want to cut this line here, which is the tail. All right. And we'll just set this aside because today I will be making jewelry pieces. All right, and there we have it. Now, just let me move this and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's my cute little fishy. And I'm just going to use some cling wrap. And lay it over top of this little guy. And just smooth out the edges. This will just save you some work later with sponging off your edges and so on. You can use other plastic. I just had this cling wrap handy for a different project. So there we go. And then I just lift this like that and stick that in there. Smooth it up. And this side. And then I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing. These dishes are just so cute on a charcuterie board. There we go. And like that. Good. All right. So it's pretty smooth. It's going to save you some work later, so that's nice. All right, and then what we're going to do is basically that. And then you're going to take your needle tool and very gently do a little line there and a little line here. And then I just kind of flip it over gently and do the same thing here. And that's just so you can see where you need to score. All right. So you can see that there. Now we're going to score it. Sometimes I'll use the serrated edge, but I don't know, it's a small thing like this. I think I'm just a little more accurate with the needle tool. There we go. All right, and I'll just go get my slip. I'll be right back. So here I have my Plainsman 370 slip. And we'll just stick some on there. And I'm going to go right up to the edge. I want my slip to just squirt out a little bit from the sides. I think you're in the shadow there. Okay, here we go. Here too. Good. And then we're going to match that up again. See, and it's squirting out in the slip is squirting out the sides. I like that. There we are. There. Now I'm just going to let that set up a bit, and as it dries, the slip will shrink into the seam there, and just enough. And at a certain point, like when it's not glossy anymore, then I will just take a brush and clean it up. But I want to make sure that that seam is not going to come apart. All right. Now, actually, while I'm waiting for this to get matte, I'm going to just draw my lines on my fish. All right, so all I do is, I guess, right now I'm guessing, but what I'll do is put the lines on the pattern for you just so you have a bit of a guide. But I basically just do like a line here. And you can clean that up more later on. Right now this is quite soft. All right, and then your eyeball, which goes right about here, and the way I usually do it is something like that, and that's all it needs to be. And you can see that it's got these burrs up now. Yeah, refrain from wanting to fix those up now. All right, they're gonna get they're gonna dry, and you're gonna be able to use a brush, maybe a stiffer brush, to just brush them off, and then a sponge to just soften. But if you were trying to do it now, you just end up mucking everything up. So best just leave it alone, okay? And then here I just go a nice kind of swiggle, something like that, and that's it. So what I have is a bowl that I use for multiple projects. I threw this bowl and I use it as a bisque mold. I write on this bowl what I use it for. So this is where the fish plates go in, the fishy plates. And then I have, you know, different things that I use this bowl for. Like if you go to my make-along list, you'll see when I show you how to make a berry bowl, I use this mold. Okay, but today we're doing fish plates. So, and I'm just going to stick that in there. Like that. And that's going to give us its little bowl shape. Now, you know, you can definitely go to your kitchen and get bowls from there. And personally, when I use bowls like that, I just pan them. So I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I have these bowls in my kitchen, and they, I don't use them for my fishy plates, but I use them for my flower frogs, which is another video I'm doing with that slab you just saw. And the nice thing about it is I've got 6 of these, so I can make 6 of something. This is the only one I have of this, so it might be a good idea for me to make some bisque molds all the same so that I can do multiple fish. But saying that, when you put your fish in this bisque mold, it doesn't take long for it to get hard for you to pop it out and do another fish, for sure. Okay, and if I use a kitchen bowl like this, then I'll just take some Pam, spray it, and set the project in there. All right, so this is good. Great, now I'm just gonna wait, let it sit in there, and wait a little bit longer before I brush off the slip from the creases. All right. Okay, I'm just going to clean up that slip. I have this kind of softer brush, and I just got it from the Dollarama, the dollar store, and I really like them. They're quite soft. I mean, I could do acrylic painting with these. Sometimes you just get a really good find on those stores, eh? So I'm just going to lift this up a little bit and smooth that out. And I didn't wet my brush. I don't want to wet my brush. I just want to smooth out that slip. But I'm sure you have your way, and that will all be good too. Okay. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, now I'm just going to let that set up just enough, like leather hard, so I can pop it out and put my next fish in. All right. I just wanted to mention that I actually made this pattern quite a while ago. Since then, I have bought myself a laminating machine. And this fish is, you know, small enough that you can get it on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And so I will just make a pattern and then stick that through the laminating machine and then just cut around it, and it gives it an even stiffer pattern for you to run your needle tool around if you happen to have that. Okay, the kiln is at 101. I just finished a bisque fire and everything's warm, and I'm looking for the fishy, so let's get this done quick. It is warm outside already. It is 8:30 and it is 22 degrees, and it will get up to 32 today. Here it is, fishy, Bisque to 04. Okay, now we're going to glaze this little fishy. First things first, we take a damp sponge and wipe down the piece to take the dust off and open up the pores of the piece. Then what I do is take a wet cloth, flatten it out, and I put the piece on there. And this will show me where it's touching. And I don't want to glaze where it's touching. That's where it's going to stick to the shelf. So let me just do that again. But so I could just freehand a little thing around this where I'm not going to glaze. Although if you want, you can glaze the whole thing and put it on stilts in your kiln. I'm not partial to that. I don't like the 3 little black dots that happen on the bottom. And unless there's some other tip, then waxing the tips or, I don't know, dipping them in this and that, I'm not interested because they always show up on my pieces. So I'm like, no, not doing that. So you can freehand your boundary line where you're going to glaze, or you can, I don't know, use a oval cookie cutter or something like that. That would be about the right size. Yeah, something like that, I think, if you want it to look a little more finished. So let's get that wet again. Can you see that? And then I'm going to center that wet spot and just trace around my oval cookie cutter. Okay, that's plenty big. Maybe I want to go smaller, like that. Yeah, let's do that. I think I like that better. So this pencil will just burn off in your glaze fire. Yeah, I like that better. So the inner line is where I'm going to glaze to. This will be bare clay. All right. Okay, the first glaze we're going to use is Turquoise Ice Glaze by Mako. Give it a good shake. Looks like I'm going to need some more of that. And these brushes I have linked in my description. And I just do the whole bottom with the turquoise. There we go. That's one coat, and I'm going to be doing 3 coats. Two coats. Okay, last coat. Now these ice glazes by Mako work much like, behave much like a Celadon, and so they don't move. Of course, they'll move if you put a flex on them or something like that, but we're not doing that today, so. There we go. Let that dry. And flip it over. Okay, so we're going to flip the fish over, and we're going to be using the turquoise again, and then also the Mako peacock. And I'll take the turquoise and do the top of the fishy halfway down. Yeah, sure, let's do that too. And make sure you got the sides now. There we go, and that'll be 3 coats, but we're going to do one like that and let that dry. So I just wanted to show you that I brought that line down. This is the half mark of the fish, and I brought it down below that turquoise glaze. Okay, and now I'm going to take the Mako peacock and do the bottom half and overlap it a little bit. There we go. You don't have to be too particular. We'll let that dry. Okay, then we'll go back into the turquoise and do the top again. And overlap the peacock. Okay, and we'll go in with the peacock and overlap that. And we're going to do that once more. All right, and one more coat of peacock. Great. And then we'll let that dry and we can do our last step. Okay, so our last step, we're going to put one coat of Mako's Olive Float on the fishy. I've had it sitting upside down so the crystals would move from the bottom, but we're going to take a chopstick and just make sure those crystals are all mixed up in there. And they are. That's great. So just one good coat of olive float will be enough. So we have a lack of crystals right here. So let's see if I can move some around or get a few more in here. And here's one in the lid. There we go. So I don't really want I don't want a big puddle of glaze on there, right? Just wanted some crystals, and I don't need this one so close to the edge. It doesn't look like there's any crystals here. Let me try and pick these up with my fingers. There we go. There. Perfect. One there. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to let this dry, and then actually it's going in the kiln today. And I'll be using a slow cool program. Top temperature will be 2195 for 10 minutes, held for 10 minutes. And then it drops to 1900 and is held for 30 minutes. Okay, see you in a bit. And GLAZE-A-LONG for the fishy plate. So that is like really close to being up. I'm just making the template to put on my website as a free template for you, and a link to the YouTube instructional video. Okay, there you have it. I hope that you enjoy making these. I did go back and look, and it was Debbie Foster, so thank you, Debbie, for asking me to make the tutorial. I may not have, because I think a little project, who wants to see that? But I'm so glad when you asked me to, because I think they're cute, and I hope that you all are clear how to make them now, and we'll go and get the template. By all means, you can leave me an email through my website, audreylynnberm.com, and that's in my description as well. And I'm not sure if you can post a video through or post a photo, but I mean, I'd love to see your photos. Contact me anyway through my website, and we'll get in touch. So yeah, if you found this video helpful, then please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I put up new content. I'll have a kiln opening probably the day after tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm opening the kiln. So yeah, thanks for coming along. Have fun.